So we're going to mix up our leaven for making our sourdough bread. And we have our starter. And in the starter that I gave you, there's approximately 180 grams in the jar. 60 grams of the original starter, plus I fed it with 60 grams of flour and 60 grams of water. So that'd be about 180 grams. There may be a little bit lost to the biological processes and outgassing of carbon dioxide, but at any rate, so what we're going to do now, what I usually do, is take out about 110 to 115 grams to make 3 loaves of bread. So I'm going to take that much out and make that much leaven. You can take out less, make less leaven. You could get a bigger jar and add to this jar to make your leaven. But however you do it, it all works, and I'm going to do it this way. So I'm going to take a jar, and I'm going to make sure that I've got it on grams. I'm going to tare it, so now it's zeroed out. I'm going to take this and add approximately 100, let's do it here, and 15 grams. And that will give me enough once I add the rest of the flour and water. That'll give me enough probably to make 3 loaves of bread. So here we go, we're getting there. We've got 77, now we got 97. Now we've got, let's see here, 107. Oh, there we go. We're at 100 and, we got a little too much in there, so I'm going to take a little bit out. We're at 116, and I should have enough in here now to feed, and that will be my ongoing starter. So this is just the way I do it, but I'm sure there are many different ways to do it. And so I've got my starter there. I'm going to add water. So I've got 115 grams of my starter. Now I'm going to add 115 grams of water. We're getting close. 14. A little more. Okay, so that's good. And now I'm going to add to this, because of the amount that I took out, I'm figuring I've got a residual in here of about 60 grams of my starter. So I'm going to add 60 grams to continue my starter, to keep it going. So here we go. 50, 55. 62. All right, I'm going to leave that. And now I'm going to get a large fork and just mix this water and my yeast starter mixture up. And then I'm going to add my flour to it. Going to be for my bread in this one. And I'm sure a lot of people just use a larger jar and then they just add to that jar, and when they get ready to make the bread they take it out of that jar. I just separate it. So whatever works. I'm going to take this and just kind of try to get some of the excess off my spoon here. All right. So there we go. Now, I'm going to zero this out, and I need to add 60 grams of flour to my original starter. I'm not sure I'm going to make it here. Okay, let's just get 47, 54, 60. Oh, I had a little extra water, so I'm going to add a little extra. Okay, so there I've got enough. I'm going to open up another bag of flour here. So this is my all-purpose flour that I get at Costco. It's now, I think, $15 for 20 pounds of organic all-purpose flour. It's a great deal. I'd recommend going to Costco and getting this. If you try and get flour in the store, for 5 pounds, it's going to cost you, for a decent non-organic flour, probably $6, $7, $8 for all-purpose of King Arthur or something. And then if you want organic all-purpose flour, it's probably going to be over $10 for 5 pounds. So this is a great deal, and that's what I use. So now I'm going to put my starter, my leaven starter for my bread that I'm going to make tomorrow. I'm going to make dough, and tonight we're going to prepare for making the dough. So I'm going to add 115 to this, and here we go. All right, we're getting up there to 45, 71, up to 89, 111, 114, almost. Don't need much. 115. There we go. Okay, so now we've added all the, we've taken the starter, we've added water and flour to feed it, and I'm going to stir it up. Get it all mixed in really good so that it's a nice pasty mixture. And I usually use a small spatula just to scrape off the fork and just kind of get the excess off of there. And then I make sure that I've really got it mixed well, scraped off the sides as much as I can, all incorporated so there's no dry flour in the mixture. And there we go. Okay, I'm going to scrape that off, and then I'm going to take my original starter jar and mix it up. So it's got 60 grams left, approximately, and 60 grams of water and 60 grams of flour. I'm going to mix this up, and this is going to end up back in the refrigerator tomorrow, and this is my ongoing starter for future bread. So I'm feeding it right now to increase the volume and the amount of yeast and good bacteria in there for our sourdough flavor. So I'm going to scrape that off a bit, and then I'm going to continue to scrape it around and mix. Get that all mixed up and incorporated. So that's all good, looking good. I'll get all that off my fork, back into there, I think I'll take my original spoon and just scrape that into there that I had scooped stuff out with just to save it all. Okay. And then I'll just take my spatula here and just kind of clean up the sides, get it all down inside. Okay. Same on my leaven for tomorrow's bread dough. I'll put that all, get it all scraped down. Probably doesn't really matter if you do this or not, but okay, so now I've got those, and let's see, I need my lid, which is right here. So I loosely put my lid onto my starter jar. Whoops, loosely. There. So that air can get out, but I can pick it up and it won't fall off. And I usually, just to mark where the level of the starter is, I put a rubber band around it. You can see the rubber band here. And then tomorrow, when I get up and check it out, I'm looking for it to have doubled in volume. So I've got the rubber band here. This is the level tonight. And so doubling in volume, it should be up to here. So I can easily tell. And I can move this rubber band wherever I want. Now on this one, I don't worry too much about it. Because if this one doubled, then I know this one probably doubled as well. And I can visually see it. And I get a little bit of, if I can get it out of here, saran wrap. So I get some saran wrap, and I just put a little bit of saran wrap over it to keep anything from getting in. Keep the pesky flies out of it and stuff. And so this is now going to sit on the counter overnight. And by adding fresh flour and water to our mixture, we've fed the yeast that's in there. That yeast is going to use that flour to propagate, produce more yeast, and it's going to grow in volume in there. And tomorrow we should see it double in size. And then we're going to use this for the leaven for our bread mixture, which the other video on making dough will use. And then this will go back. This is our original starter. It'll go back in the refrigerator after it has increased in volume. It'll go back in the refrigerator to go back into sort of a dormant mode. And we'll save that till the next time that we're ready to make bread. And so that's it for the getting ready for making dough.